What is up, folks? NYK31 here. Alrighty, Madden 17, Madden Championship, the final eight. Had the round of 16 yesterday. Some good games, highlighted by the Problem Serious Mo Instant Classic. That was a wonderful game. That was, previous to that game, the best game of competitive Madden I've seen since I've been following this was the Problem D Jones game from way back in the beginning of the year at the first EA Major, the Madden Classic. That was a really fun game to watch. The one between Serious Mo and Problem last night was better, and I just feel really bad for Serious Mo. I really felt for the guy. Winning this would have really meant a lot to him, and you know, it was just a shame. I wanted him to win that game. I think against Problem, but I was pulling for Mo in that one. And nothing is more frustrating than when you overcome a couple of mistakes here and there in Madden, and you just need one 50-50 play to go your way, and you just can't get it. It's the most frustrating feeling in the world. A lot of people in the chat were giving Mo a hard time after the game, and I thought they were off base. I mean, he comes off a game like that. He has all that emotion. Mo emotes. He emotes. That's just part of who he is. And dealing with the death of his father a few months ago, to ask him that about that after a game like that, it was not the best form. And I thought Mo handled it about as well as someone possibly can. So I don't give him any flack for that whatsoever. I think it's a little bit off base to give him a hard time for that. But anyhow, going into the games this afternoon and this evening, final eight, we have Skimbo versus Los. I like Skimbo. Skimbo is he's like a cyborg. He's so precise in what he wants to do. And the thing about Skimbo that separates him from me is that all these guys, they have three or four throws a game where you're like, what in the hell are you doing? They just throw the ball into three people up for complete grabs. Skimbo doesn't do stuff like that. He doesn't usually beat himself. Los has been playing really good, really, really good. But I think Skimbo, I just think he's locked in, and I think he's going to win that game and move on. Next up, we have Spot Me Please versus Young Kiv. I thought Spot Me Please would get knocked off earlier. I'm having a little bit of competitive rust, but that just shows you what the hell I know. Another guy who's very fun to watch. I enjoy watching Spot Me Please quite a bit. Young Kiv, he's always consistently in the mix in these things. I also like the way Spot Me Please plays. He runs a variety of stuff. He runs a lot of multiple formations and sets on O and D, and there's nothing really that he can't operate out of, which is very impressive to me. So I'm going to go with him in that game. Bugs versus Joke. Bugs versus Joke. This was the hardest one that I had picking. I think this one is a coin flip game. Well, I think all these games are coin flip games, really, unless something crazy happens, which in Madden always can. But I like Joke in that one. I like the way he played yesterday. I enjoyed his destruction of Monster, so I'm going to go with Joke to carry that through and go to the next round. Problem versus Volterax. That's the game everyone wants to see. Quarterfinal number 4. Now, I picked Volterax to get to the championship game, so for consistency's sake, I'm going to pick Volterax. I think he's a legitimate threat to win the entire thing. The way he's playing offense right now, it's virtually impossible to stop. I don't see how anyone's going to stop his offense. What he's doing now, he's running Power O with that 97 speed Chris Johnson against these nickel defenses. And Johnson, if he gets any type of crack to slipper through, he's going to house it, plain and simple. So what do? Do you concede 250 yards rushing to Chris Johnson? Or do you dare play cover 3 or cover 4 and get swerved? What you have to hope for is that you catch him being swerve happy and trying to swerve over 3 guys. Even then, he might come down with it. He very well might. It's happened. So what do? I think the only way you beat him is you score every time you have the ball, and you don't leave him much time to counter, which certainly Problem can do. That's been Problem's MO his entire life. He's going to have to do that. He's going to have to score every time he has the ball, and then force Volterax into predictable, no doubt sort of situations, book like hell with your user player towards Randy Moss, and pray. I think that's the only thing that you can do. But I don't think anyone's going to be able to do it. The threat of the swerve is so omnipresent that you have to dedicate resources toward it at all times. And it leaves you, zero room to account for much of anything else or to call anything else. So, there you go. Volterax will move on. And I fully expect Volterax to be playing for the championship Sunday night. It's Volterax's world, and all of us are just being swerved to death. And that's just the way it's going to be. Not a damn thing anyone can do about it. So, there you go. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Talk to you all later. Peace. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.